What's up, guys? I am the Jack of all trades, and this is part 2 of my running tutorial, my running guide. You really should watch part 1 if you haven't already before this video, because I'll be building off of a couple tips and tricks that and methods that I went over in the first video onto this one. So check that one out if you haven't already. Today I'll be getting into a little more of the user moves and jukes and covering which ones I think are the best to use, which ones I think are a little overrated and just won't help you at all. But I'll start this off by showing I'm playing on all Madden. I suggest you do too if you're gonna practice. You know, it just helps playing against the best, and especially if you're playing on Madden Ultimate Team and you're doing the solo battles and you want to get as many points as possible. All Madden is really where it's at. So if you're a competitive player online too, you're gonna be playing mostly on all Madden. So you might as well get used to it. That's what I think. And in this video, I'll show you some sweeps, I guess. We'll do that, and just some of the best juke moves to do, and then also I'm making a point to follow your blocking. That's really the most important thing, especially on tosses. And what I like to do too when I start any formation, I like to go into my audibles by pressing L2, and then make sure that you've got an inside run and an outside run audible. So start that when you choose your formation. You really want to pick your audibles and make sure you got a little balance of everything. So I subbed in Cohen because I think the power backs this year, just trucking in general, isn't as good as it has been kind of in years past. It's a little slow. It's easy to do for a lot of beginning players, so maybe I'd recommend actually picking a power back that at least is kind of fast. Because just trucking it's real simple. You just run right into someone and you flick the right thumbstick up. That's about it. But it's a little poor this year just because it's a lot harder to get big runs, and I just think the juke move and especially the spin move are my favorite moves this year. So we'll play this out and see how this goes. I'm just gonna run to the right, do my pre-snap adjustments, keep it as is. I'm not sprinting, and I'm sprinting. All right, now I'll go into the replay mode and show you what I was thinking here. Kind of did a little bit live, but we'll go into it a little more depth. So I do my pre-snap reads. Obviously I want to run to the right because there's no one out there. So boom, we got our pulling guards. Kyle Long, one of the best pulling guards in the game. Makes kind of a questionable block there, but it's all right, doesn't matter. Burton here, you want to just always, one of the biggest tips this video, one of the biggest points I'm trying to come across for you guys is follow your blockers. Follow your fullback especially. Your guard, every now and then will make some crazy choices, but the fullback for the most part, he's going to lead you to glory. He's really going to lead you to the yard. So follow him. He gets bitched by Clinton Dix, I think, or Bryce. And so I'm really just sprinting like right here. As I see he's got the block on the edge, I'm gonna hit the edge there, even though I'm in the backfield. And I said not to when you're in the backfield. Pretty much, you wanna, right when you're about to hit the edge and you got some free grass in front of you, you want to hit the speed, hit the turbo then, and to sprint as fast as you can. This is a big tip. You want to double tap R2 or RT. That's how you go from kind of sprinting to really accelerating and sprinting your fastest, and you lean forward. You can see the difference here where I'm running, and then boom, I'm sprinting and leaning forward. So double tap R2, that's how you sprint fastest. You don't want to just hold it, you want to tap it twice. I honestly just keep tapping it. I think you're supposed to just tap it and hold it, but I just keep tapping it. So then here, I'm gonna try and make one more juke. You could play it safe, run out of bounds, or just cover the ball up. But I don't think Blake Martinez is a big hitter. He's good in the run for sure, but I don't know. He's a great tackler. I don't know if he's a good hitter, but I just go for the juke anyway, try and juke back inside. And here, I'm holding L2. I think just L2 and the thumbstick flicking it to the left, the right thumbstick. Here, I think that's the best juke to do. You honestly, anytime you do a juke move, you never want to let go of both triggers and do that juke, do that spin, or truck even. It's just way too weak. It's really never worth it unless you're running between the tackles and you want to do a little move to get yourself, better positioned. But it's never worth it if you're one-on-one with someone. You want to hold either just the left trigger down or both triggers. I'll say for the juke move, to flick the right thumbstick left or to the right, I'd say you could get away with either holding just the left trigger or both triggers. But I think situationally, I like to hold just the left trigger because you kind of leap a little more farther, and especially if you're playing a human and he's usuring the linebacker, that holding just the left trigger and juking kind of gives you a larger leap, and I think it's a little easier to juke out a user-controlled defender. So that's the first. Now it's like second down and I guess 4. Maybe I got like 6 on that play. Maybe second and 3. I'll flip the run to the left here. Hopefully I can show you a good juke move. Yep. All right, on that play I might have kind of had not the best blocking. I think they might have blitzed someone out to that side because they reacted really quick, or they were just playing man defense. But here my left guard, I think it's Kush. Yeah, he kind of gets there a little late, and the defensive end gets some really good pressure back behind the line of scrimmage. So I'm kind of already sprinting because I don't want to get him. I don't want to get tackled by him and him just stick that arm out and get me. So boom, I'm sprinting a little sooner than I'd like to. And then here's kind of a great way to use the spin. This is a perfect opportunity to show you when to use the spin. I'll start by saying too, the best spin in the game, hands down, it's probably the best move overall, is to just hold both triggers and spin move by pressing circle or B on Xbox. And you want to point your left thumbstick, towards the new direction you want to spin. So in my case, I was pointing it to the right. I'm running to the left, but I'm pointing then right as I spin to the right. So I spin back. And I really think it's the best way to change direction opposite of where you're going. Like if you want to make a sharp cut in, a lot of people would maybe try and one cut, but in this situation, you could one cut in, but then you'd run way too fast and way too far to the right this way, and you kind of end up running right into this guy, right into this blocker, into Perry, and he'd probably make the tackle. So spinning, honestly, I think is the best way to actually cut back this year, even though one cut has its moments. In this situation, you're going to want to spin, and I turned what would have been a negative loss of yards. I would have been lost and dropped in the backfield for probably 3, if not 2 yards. I turn it into a gain of about 3, and then try and make one more juke here. You really want to probably just hold R1 or go to the ground if you're playing it safe or you're tired. So I get a gain of like 2, and that works out all right. So we'll do one more. I guess it's like 4th and 2 now, right? I gotta get this one. I'll try and run to the left again. Looks like they're blitzing. Actually, no. You know what? I'll run my audible here. I'm gonna run the blast because it looks like I got a wide open this gap here. So, yep, and I do. So there you go. There's a first down, a gain of 10. You also, like I was saying earlier, you want to have your audible set, so you at least have a dive and a toss, or if not, have a dive and always come out in the toss or an outside run. So we'll go into the instant replay here, and I'll show you I audibled because I had that wide open gap right there. I knew I could run. They were expecting the toss. They got a lot of people outside the box, outside the tackle. So I run here. It's really easy, it's wide open really. So you see I'm not sprinting, and then I see Clay Matthews is screaming around the outside, and bam, I'm sprinting right there. Boom. You can tell when I lean forward. Double tap R2 to get that real good speed burst, and I go, and I probably should have juked outside. Here I'm holding both triggers down to do it, and I kind of juked the wrong way. I really probably should have juked outside, but I wanted to juke inside just because I thought if I can get behind Burton, maybe he'd pick up this safety here, but he ends up going for someone inside. So either way, I get a gain of 10 yards, and it worked out all right. So I think that'll be the end of part 2 here. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see part 3 and more on how to run the ball. Just pretty much the ending thoughts. Just know that the best juke, in my opinion, in the game is the double trigger and spin move. That's what you want to do, especially if someone's over pursuing. If someone's running ahead of you. To cut back inside, you want to do that spin move. You really don't want to do the one cut. And know your running back strengths and weaknesses. If your running back's good at trucking, truck. if he's slow, you probably want to truck, and if he's strong, you want to truck. If he's fast, you probably want to juke and spin more. So yeah, with that being said, hope this taught you something, you learned something, and I'll see you next time.